Surround yourself with people that have the right mindset. Surround yourself with people that believe in contribution. Surround yourself with people with the abundance mindset, and learn and grow through others. Welcome back to another episode of All or Nothing in Real Estate. I'm your host, Matt Smith, the founder of All or Nothing in Real Estate. This podcast, this brand is a movement to give back to this amazing industry that has given so much to me and my family. And today we have a very, very special guest on the episode. As my daughter said this morning after we got off the phone, he said, "Is that the guy with the reddish orange hair?" So let me introduce the guy with the reddish orange hair, Shawn McArthur.
It is me, what I'm best known for. So
it was so funny. We were on the phone, and yeah, it was just, she's like, "I don't think I know Shawn." I said, "I think you've met him before." She's like, "Oh, is that the guy with the orangish red hair?" I'm like, "Yep, that's him."
That's me. Well, tell her I said hi next time you see her.
So Shawn, thanks for being on the show. Shawn's been on the show before, been a part of some of our webinars. He's a top performing agent on our team. And today we wanted to really unpack an event that we were just at. I think right now in these times, it is so important and so crucial that you are around the right people. Surround yourself with people that have the right mindset. Surround yourself with people that believe in contribution. Surround yourself with people with the abundance mindset, and learn and grow through others. And that's one of the things that encouraged me from the beginning to start this podcast, but it's just more and more apparent the more rooms that I go to of people that are of the like-minded, right, that want to help each other grow, that it just really, really impacts not just business, but life in general. And I would not be where I'm at without those rooms. And so I wanted to invite Shawn. He makes a commitment to go to as many of those as he can as well. And so I just thought it'd be great for us to have a little dialogue on the importance of who you surround yourself with, not only in our day-to-day here at this amazing team with our amazing MSRG family, but also maybe some other top performers that you've met top agents from other areas, you've met other team leaders, and just would love your perspective on the importance of who you surround yourself with.
100%. And it's also really important not just to get in those rooms, it's to be in the right rooms. A lot of people just want to go to the next conference, the next event, but you can tell very, very quickly from some of the live webinars we've been on recently with other entities and other brokerages, there is a difference between the right rooms and just being around information. So the right rooms can really elevate you, and being in the wrong rooms can very quickly demotivate you, deflate you, make you have fear. Like I've been on, just with all the major changes in the industry recently, I've even felt it both ways of like sitting in a one live stream and everyone's having fear. And I was like, man, maybe I should be afraid. And we went to this room and I feel completely different. I'm motivated. I'm very, very excited actually for where the industry's going. So
dude, I love it. That's so good. Like seriously, I want to unpack that a little bit. Is like who you surround yourself with affects how you think, what thoughts you have. And I mean, I think that we all are aware that our thoughts affect our actions, right? Mm-hmm. And our thought affect our outcomes. And so if we are surrounding ourselves with people that are pessimistic and negative about these changes, about just life in general, and this is like, I mean this with the utmost respect, but like there's just some people in this world that have a problem for every solution, right?
100%.
And I think that and I'm not saying all these other rooms are that way. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying that we all know that person, right? Maybe we've been that person at times. I'm sure I probably have. I'm definitely guilty of that at times. But I think surrounding ourselves with the right people that are looking for the opportunities, that are looking for how can we grow from this? Like it is what it is. What can we do to change, to adapt and overcome? I think it's a massive, massive impact on our business, on our growth, and just trajectory of where we're going in life.
100%. And you can't completely remove those people, but you can limit them. It's like going to a radiation field. Like you have to just be careful with like how much radiation you get. And those people radiate a lot of things, whether it's good or bad. And I'd say also be very, very careful in those rooms, but also social media. Like who are you following? Because that stuff over time, if you're seeing it over and over again, I'm very consistent about going through and seeing who I'm following on social media, TikTok, any of those things, because that can actually add up over time too. So I go through and if people are starting to say things that are just making me fear or like giving me all kinds of misguided information, I'll start unfollowing those people because I don't want to see that information as much. I want to be around the people who are positive. They're, having solutions, not problems.
Dude, I love it. I love it. And like, we'll circle back to that in a minute if we have some time. Like, and like, I think mainstream media is a great example of that. Just for someone that's like, Sean, what are you talking about? So we'll unpack that in a minute. But I want to go to the power of the room that we were just in. And one of the ahas we had talking with some people that we were there with. One of my coaching clients came to the event, and then one of our new partners in EXP came. And so we just had some masterminds dinners after the event on 2 days in a row.
Yep.
And to me, the rooms are impactful, but just the relationships you're able to build after and the conversations after that you're able to have are probably more impactful.
They are,
to be honest. Like you can hear amazing things from stage, but like just actually connecting the dots with other like-minded people is where the real power is.
And it's cool seeing everybody at the same time go, oh,
Yep.
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, everybody's like has the aha at the same time. Yeah, it's so cool. But I think the one of the ahas that we all probably had together was there was no panic. There was very little discussion around the NAR stuff, and anything that there was just like, here's what we're gonna do. Not like, hey, everyone should be fear and panic and oh my God, the industry is going to disappear and you're going to make less money. It was like, no, we're opportunists in this room, and it is what it is. And here's what we're going to do to adapt and overcome. And here's what you can do to impact your business. You can impact your buyers, your sellers at a higher level, and how you can provide more value, and everyone can win.
100%. And of everyone that spoke on stage, only a couple of them changed any of their slides. And if it was like, hey, here's one thing. And most of them said, hey, we've been doing this for years. We're making this one slight tweak. We're not completely throwing out our playbook. They're making very, very slight tweaks. And it was very awesome. Like hardly anybody even talked about it because they were like, oh, no problem. We're actually very excited. The industry needs this, we're not behind the curve on this.
Yeah. And let's compare that to maybe some of the webinars or other things that you've seen, Sean.
We went to one recently with a live stream with, some brokerages about people saying, hey, this is what's changing. And even though they were giving solutions on there, if you look in the side chats and the comments, I had to just turn them off after a while because they were people not only just fearful, but also angry and just upset. And just there was no solutions being in those things. There was so much fear that I was starting to feel it too, just being in that for 20 minutes. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. I had to turn the comments off because I was starting to feel it too. It's very, very infectious.
Yeah, it was a bunch of, you're lying, that can't be the truth, and no, this is the worst thing ever. And it was just like, if you have your mind made up before you come, why are you there?
Stop sugarcoating it. You're hiding the truth from us. We're like, we know the same things that you know. Like they're not lying to us. And that's why whenever you said, hey, I have this opportunity to go to this room, I took it immediately. I booked the flights 2 days from leaving because I knew I needed to be in that room because I was starting to feel it too. And I rarely do that way, but I was like, man, I don't know what's going to happen. I went to that room. We talked about it with our team, and then we went to the room, and now I feel more confident than ever. I'm actually very, very excited. So.
Dude, I love it. And like, it's just so you guys know, Sean is a very high performer that still was feeling this way. I think when we left for the event, Sean had like 14 pendings, currently under contract. So that's the production level that he is at, and he was even going down that potential negative path or that fear path just because of the news, just because of who he surrounded himself with. And so I think if you guys take nothing else from this episode, just take an audit, right? Step back and look, are these people helping me become better, or are they sharing fear and, oh my gosh, this is all these problems with no solutions? And I think that you will just realize if you take an audit on your life, it's that, I think Sean said it, you don't have to eliminate them from your life, but you should probably restrict them. And you should probably find people that will level you up and help you grow and become better whenever these challenges. I don't even like using that word. I like to use the word opportunity because anytime there's a challenge, there's an opportunity. But all that being said is that these events, these rooms are literally life changing. I can't tell you how many speakers like that I know personally that were sharing from the stage that. Like I got like emotional, like just hearing their stories and hearing what they've been through. And like, just sometimes I got emotional because of the lesson that I learned and how it impacted me just from them sharing. I'm like, that was a game changer right there.
100%. And a lot of times it's tactical, but sometimes it's not. And it's just, and the coolest thing about those rooms is no one's holding back any secrets. Everyone is contributing and giving their complete heart on stage. In the rooms, also outside of the rooms, everyone's just completely giving back. It's just such a different than a lot of times these gurus or people that will tell you the secret, but only they'll tell you parts of it and they want to sell you the rest of it. No one on stage was selling anything. Like they were giving everything and contributing, and any questions people had, no one was holding back from their business, which 100%. Was amazing.
Well, I think it goes back to, like, I love quotes and sayings, and it goes back to one of the quotes and sayings that I say a lot is that um, competition happens at the bottom, collaboration happens at the top.
It does.
And it's taken me a while to really fully learn that, and I think I expand upon that lesson a lot, just by continuing going to these rooms, because I just see the literal top performers in North America, like, documented. Like, this isn't like, oh, I think they're better. No, the number one Remax team in the world, the number one EXP team in the world, the number one Better Homes and Garden in the world. Like, I could go down the list.
They're all there.
Was in this room.
Yep.
And they shared everything with no agenda. No, like, I'm going to give you this, but you buy that. Or I don't want to tell you. They shared everything. They shared their playbooks. They shared what's working, and they collaborated together, which, in my opinion, is why they are winning at such a high level and why they continue to win. Because if you try to hold things back, or if you try to, well, they're my competitors, so I can't give them this little secret, you will never continue to grow and evolve. And I think it's so important that you just check your surroundings, who you surround yourself with. And if you're listening to this, you're like, hey, Matt, Shawn, this sounds great, but I don't have the money to go to those events, or I don't even know where to start. Well, if you're listening to this podcast, this is step one. This is an open invitation. Reach out to me. Reach out to Shawn. We want to be those people to help you, to guide you. Caveat, we can't do the work for you. But we want to be that environment that supports you to become the best version of yourself. And there's a multitude of ways that we can do that. We can do that in the All or Nothing platform. Maybe we can explore coaching, or maybe an EXP partnership with us at our network is where we could be more hands-on. Maybe one of those would make sense. And it's not a pitch. It's just literally, like, Shawn and I had this conversation. It's crazy to think the difference that we feel from these environments and from these rooms. And a combination of all three of those options I just laid out, we're in these rooms, is why we feel how we feel.
100%. And it's all about, and the more I'm in these rooms, the more I want to give back. Because especially a lot of times you're in your own local market, you're fighting it out day to day. That's why we go to these things, is to get above it and go, okay, I need to relax. I need to give more. Because if you're in your local market all the time only, sometimes you're very, I don't want to give anything away. I'm going to give the secret to my competitor. They're going to steal from me.
100%.
Because people do. And then you go to these rooms and you're like, I need to give it away first. It's going to come back to me. And 100%, reach out to either of us. We've given out so much information. Matt gives out literally everything. I've given out my business, what I do in my business. I've told people, talk to people all the time. We love to do it. We don't hold anything back. We're not going to lie to you or sugarcoat.
Yep.
Like, we tell it really how it is, and whether that's good or bad, like, it is what it is.
Yeah,
so
100%. But I mean, the truth matters, right? And it's not. I say this to agents that I'm coaching, right? Throw out your agenda. Like, you go into a consultation, you go into a phone call, you go into an appointment with a buyer or seller. Throw out your agenda. It's not about you; it's about them. And I take those same principles for helping agents that reach out, right? Like, it's not about what do I get? It's how can I help impact their life and their business? And when you really just understand that at the depth of what that actually can do for your life, you realize that it won't always be fun to hear those things, but I promise you they will help you and help you become the best version of yourself. And it's just really cool to see how that impacts not only our local team and how we see that our agents grow and develop and our team grow and develop, but just the impact on these rooms that me intentionally being a contributor to those rooms over the years. I don't know if you noticed this, Shawn, but I wasn't even a speaker, and my name was mentioned from the stage at least 3 different times for 3 different speakers as a thank you, right? Like, and like that's very fulfilling for me. But it helps me, it reinforces, all right, I'm doing things that are making an impact in other people's lives. That's the most important part.
Because sometimes you don't see it immediately. A lot of times you don't. And you go, man, am I doing all this stuff and no one appreciates it? Are they taking advantage? Because a lot of times the people around you they do take advantage. It's part of it. But when you actually see that fruition in the people at these high levels that actually appreciate it, go, Matt, thank you so much. You changed my business. Without you, sometimes you don't even know, you haven't had real conversations with these people other than social media or messaging or even. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was blindsided from that, but it was just really, really cool, and it was really fulfilling for me. Just a moment of gratitude. Like, I was like, holy cow! Like, thank you to those people for mentioning it. Like, because we didn't have those conversations. But then as I unpacked it further, it was just like, it reinforced that I'm on the right journey. I'm on the right path of just continue to give and continue to help. And so I say all that to say, are you in a journey? Are you in an environment that contributes and gives back? Are you looking for an environment that maybe can give you more? Are you around dare I say, a leader that is spreading the fear and panic? A leader that isn't prepared for what is to come in our marketplace, or are you just looking for people that are actually boots on the ground, modeling and demonstrating on a daily basis, working through these challenges and using them as opportunities? If you're looking for something better, you're looking for something more, you're looking for something different. There's so many different ways that we could help you. Maybe it's just you keep listening to this podcast. Maybe it's you send me a private message. Maybe it's you inquire about coaching. Maybe it's an opportunity to partner at EXP where we can help you a little more in depth. I don't know what that option is, but I just wanted to share that. Like literally, it's a selfless share because I just want to help people, and I know there are different levels we can help at a different impact.
Which is, and one of the things you said right there too is I think what this is going to do for the industry too is it's really going to like open the veil on a lot of these gurus and a lot of these team leaders and brokers and a lot of people who have been doing it the same way for so long that they're really not elevating their business. They're just kind of hiding and being able to push a lot of things under the rug. So this contribution is going to be even more important. Getting the right rooms is going to be more important. Partnering with the right people, the right networks, the right teams is going to be more important now than ever, because a lot of people are ahead of the curve, but there's a ton of agents that are way, way behind the curve. And it's going to show things very, very, very quickly.
And I will just tell you right now, if you're not ahead of the curve right now, you better start fucking running. These changes are coming, and they will come fast. And so don't wait until for the changes to take place to start taking action. Now is the time.
Yeah, July 1st is too late. Actually, now it's not too late, but you need to start working, because a lot of these teams, the more we are hearing people talk, a lot of these teams and a lot of these leaders have been preparing for 2-3 years. Like our team, we've been doing a lot of these things in preparation for multiple years. And so like right now in my business, I'm making small tweaks. we're not creating a whole new presentation, creating new trainings. It's like, hey, how can we tweak this, make this better? All I want to do now is elevate my business. A lot of people who haven't done that, that's why this is actually more important now than ever. If you're behind the curve, you need to start running quick, start reaching out. Now's the time.
Yeah, 100%. And if there's anything that you just want an audit, you want to, hey, am I behind the curve? Like, what does that mean? Reach out. I'm happy to help and have that conversation. But I think Shawn said something that's very important. I remember a team meeting we did last week after the news, and one of the questions I asked the team was, if you would have known that this was going to happen 2 years ago, this NAR settlement, if this was going to happen 2 years ago, what changes would you have wanted us to make as a team? And do you remember that conversation at all?
Oh, I do. It was awesome. We're like, oh, this one, okay, cool, write this on the board. Oh, this next one, okay, write this on the board. We wrote, I think it was 6, 7, 8 things, and you turned around and you were like, yes, we did all these things. And it was, I thought it was going to go a very negative place. Sometimes people just, after watching a lot of these live streams, I thought our team was going to do the same thing, and seeing, oh, we actually been preparing for this for the last 2 years. What competition we just put in place last month? Yep. Oh, it's exactly for this thing. It was good.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too. And I made a quote on this. I made a post on it. It's just so important that being a leader isn't always easy, right? And so like part of the like what I unpacked in that meeting, which I thought went phenomenal. So glad the team was optimistic about it. But all of those things that we've done, the majority of them, they fought against me for making those changes. And it's not anything bad. Like, I'm not talking bad on the team. It's just that the human nature is resistant to change. But I think that if we realize the only constant in life is change, and then we know the extreme situation that we're facing now, and we look back 2 years ago and we look at all of these changes that we made, we're like, holy shit, we are better prepared for this now than anyone else. Because all of these changes, every single change we've made in our organization better prepares us for this change.
It put us even further ahead. And even our focus for the entire year is solutions focused. We talked about that at our town hall and our quarterly last year. We talked about, hey, for the next year, all of 2024, solutions focused. And then this happens and we're like, well, we're still solutions focused. This has been our focus the whole year. It just, again, proves that being in these right rooms, coaching with the best of the best is very, very important, because we're ahead of pretty much everybody else around us.
I love it. And the quote that I wanted to share, and I'm going to butcher it, but is being a leader is tough, right? And so the leadership requires making unpopular decisions. And a lot of that comes because as a good leader, you have foresight, meaning you see the future, you see what is coming, and you are making moves today for 3 months down the road or further, while everyone else is looking at hindsight. Everyone else is looking at what is right now and what is in the past. And if you can realize that as a leader and as someone that's an agent on a team, for instance, and realize that if your leader is making changes, it's probably because they see things where something is going and they want to be ahead of the curve to better set you up for success. But if you're a leader that's struggling with that, like sometimes being a leader means making unpopular decisions. Because if I would have, I mean, Shawn, you were a part of some of these rollouts, and some of these changes in the last 2 years that we've made that were unpopular. If I would have allowed that resistance to prevent us from making that change, our agents would not be in the best place for where we stand right now.
And sometimes those decisions, they hurt in the short run, but you have to go. A lot of times, like agents, we're in the day-to-day grind, like we're in the trenches, and we only see the forest because we see what trees are ahead of us. And like leaders, like when I was in the military, a lot of times like we have to look up above
100%.
it and go, no, I'm telling you guys, there's a cliff over here. It's gonna hurt right now to go this way. It's maybe some more thorns, but on the other side of this is what I see. This is why we have to go this way, and that's why it's so important to build trust in your leadership. Because sometimes you just have to say, no, trust me. Like, have I proved this to you? Which is what our team did at this last one.
Yeah.
They fought tooth and nail for a long time over a lot of things, but this last meeting, even though all this happened, they go, yeah, we trust you, we're not worried, just what are we doing next? It was not why are we doing this, which has happened a lot, but this last one, it was sure, no problem.
Yeah, which is just mind-boggling to me, and it's so amazing. It shows the amazing people that we have, and it shows how well prepared we are for these changes and the better service we're going to be able to give to our clients. The agents are going to continue to change their lives, and it's just it all comes down to none of those. Let's tie this into our environment. None of these changes that we made over the last 2 years would have been changes that we made if we weren't in the right rooms. We weren't surrounded by the right people, and we weren't learning and adapting for all these changing and challenging times that we're facing in real estate. And I think that sometimes you got to get out of your own world, and you got to have an open mind to see what other people are doing, and then have the courage to come back and implement it, even if it's unpopular at times, because it will help prepare you for what's coming next.
And that implementation is by far the number one thing, because I've been to conferences before too. I went to one in Miami, and I'll go to conferences all the time, but I've been to a lot of them and take so much information, you overload, and you implement nothing. And you go to the next conference and you're like, oh yeah, they just talked about this and I have done nothing in my business. Go through and take 1, 2, 3 things at most, implement those things, and then go back to the next thing. We had actually a really good sheet. Actually, it helped us, mark 1 through 10 of like what's the most important, what can I change immediately, and what else that can impact my business the most. You score those and then start with the very top one, go there first. I only made a list of 3 things from the thousands of things that we did. I made a list of 3 things I'm going to implement right now before the next one, because I'm already going to the next one. I know I am.
Love it.
So I'm going to implement those 3 things in my business, and I know we've done the same thing in our business overall. It's not a complete change of, hey, we're going this direction now. You're like, no, we're implementing this one thing, that's it.
Yeah, I love it. And like, I want to go to like let's go talk about our dinner conversations after the event. So the event was great, but I think the dinner conversations that we had, there's a lot of great things we talked about too, and a lot of relationships that we built, and honestly, future plans that we're already in the works of being around like-minded people that want to help others and give back. And you take all that information from the event, and then we mastermind on how we can apply it, not only in my business, right? Like as a leader, like I'm going to apply it this way and this way, but how can I help you apply it? And what maybe if we join forces, what could we do together to have a bigger impact? And those conversations to me, like, were phenomenal. I'm curious your perspective.
100%. And talking from everyone, not just realtors, agents, but also operations, staff, lenders. How can we all partner together? Because for the most part, we're all rowing in the same direction. At the end of the day, we're all trying to help clients get what they want, get a good service, and help them. And so us partnering with the right lenders, it was just really good conversation to show, like, one, it's not just people talking. Sometimes people just throw things at you and it's stuff on a whiteboard. Hey, how can we actually take this and implement this in our business and your business in different markets? It doesn't matter what market you're in. We all are going through the exact same things, whether you're in a big market in Tennessee, whether you're in a local market in Missouri, whether you're in a huge market in Sacramento, California. We're all going through very, very similar things, and it's really cool to see that.
Dude, I love it. It's and I think the thing that stands out to me is its substance, right? It's not theory. It's not, hey, here's this crazy idea and let's throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see what sticks. It's like, it's actual substance. And I think Jon Cheplak says this all the time. It's not the content, it's the context, right? And the context of these conversations, the context of the events, and really below the surface of the root of these conversations, like it's so impactful.
It really is, and it's also about how are we able to help support and contribute? Because again, after going out of the main room, it's not like we went back to the dinners and we're hiding information. We were able to have an amazing steak dinner, be able to talk and laugh with
Dude,
each
that
other.
food was so good.
So all of them were so good. I think I've never had that much steak 2 nights in a row in my whole life. I had more meat in 3 days than I've had in months.
I had the best filet of my life at, what was that second night? What was that restaurant?
Del Frisco.
Del Frisco's.
Shout out to Del Frisco.
Shout out to Del Frisco. And where were we?
We were in Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee. There we go.
It's been a long couple of days since we've been back.
I've been to a lot of events.
So we were in Nashville and had two of the best steak dinners, but each night we actually had the same group of people, and it was just so fulfilling how we were able to contribute and actually talk about future partnerships, how we're able, even though we're not in the same markets, how can we support each other's business and how can we expand and be able to help more.
Use our resources together. There was a lender there, there was a director of operations, there was marketing, there was top agents, there was leaders, there was all of this around the same table that were contributing and saying, what can we do to partner together to help each other's business? And we're having a webinar today. Later, this won't be live, but so you missed it once you're listening. But
it was good.
I promise you it'll be great. But we're unpacking some of this stuff together nationally on a Zoom that is like with the people that we're linking arms with in a business together. And it feels like a sales pitch, so I hate even saying it, but I promise you I'm not selling you anything. I'm trying to freaking help you. I hope me depositing over 2 years of this podcast proves I'm not trying to sell anything. But these people that we are partnered with through EXP or through coaching, it's so much more impact on their business because we are literally in financial alignment and we are masterminding and brainstorming these things together continuously and putting them to use, and we're case studies in this market, and if it works in this market, it'll work in that market, and just like putting our brain power together. I mean, as an example, one of our newest partners in EXP is the #1 solo agent in the state of Virginia. Let me say that again. #1 solo agent in the state of Virginia. She has an amazing director of operations that was with us, and we talked about all kinds of things. She's a military focused sales agent. Guess what? We're in a military market. We learned a lot from her, right? There's a ton of stuff that we learned from her that we're going to be able to impact our military community, but also our agents. And saying, like, there's things she wants to build a team. Well, guess what? We helped her, and just that collaboration on here's the exact framework, here's the blueprint. Let me know what questions you have and let's work through it together. That level of impact in your business is just unparalleled. There is nothing that can compare to that in this business.
100%. Because no matter what, if you jump on like a discovery call with Matt or you jump on a call with me and we talk through like, hey, here's what we have to offer, we're still going to give you all the information that we can. But being in business and a partnership with Line, it's a completely different level versus like, hey, here's a theory, like here's what we learned versus, hey, how can I build your business? We're actually in partnership together.
There's levels to this.
There's 100% levels to it. And that's what everybody on stage will say is they're going to give back to you, but there's levels to it. There's hearing it versus understanding it versus me doing it with you and saying, hey, here's a blueprint. Let's go together. How can we build your business from this? How can we 10X it to this?
Yes. And I think, dude, that's so good. So I used to be this person. Let me just tell myself. I used to be this person that I would go and find all these resources, these free downloadable PDFs. I'd watch this webinar, I'd watch this Zoom, I'd listen to this podcast and be like, I got it. I stole their secret sauce. Now I'm going to go apply it. Yeah. And I'm not afraid of hard work. And I applied a lot of it. And say I applied 80% of it. I'm like, damn, yeah, look at this. And it gave momentum in my business. But that next 20% changes everything. And then that next 20% gives you to a ceiling that you never thought was possible by locking arms with these people instead of just stealing their content and saying, I'm going to try this. If they're giving you their content, it's already old and outdated, right? Like they've already applied it. They've tested it. And you're 2 years behind the curve. And once you do that, guess what? The only constant in this business and constant in life is change. Yes, some of the principles remain the same, but it's the nuances, it's the subtleties. It's, as Jon Cheplak says, it's the tiny hinges that swing big doors. And if you want to build anything big that is sustainable, that is great, you need to do it with like-minded people. And so, it reminds me of a conversation that I had. I'm not even going to mention any names, but it was a very high respected individual. And we were having a conversation about somebody that was at the event. And the conversation was, yeah, something's just off with that person. And it was odd because that doesn't happen in these rooms very often, but everyone felt it. And the consensus was they just feel like a taker. They just feel like they're just taking, they're just asking, and they're not giving. And so I would just ask you to look in the mirror. If this makes sense to you and you're like, I need to be in bigger rooms, better rooms. I need to be a small fish in a big pond. I need to be on like-minded people. I need people that have a financial investment in my business and want to help partner and help me grow. Then like, are you a giver or are you a taker? That's step one.
And that's also, just want to highlight that one more time and think about it too. How many rooms do you go to and the taker is highlighted because they're so much different than everyone else. Every other room you go to, you expect it. You're like, yeah, everyone's here to take everything. Every conference I go to,
dude, that's so good.
If there's one contributor, like, wow, that person's awesome. And they're usually the one on stage. Or they're trying to sell and they're not even contributing. They're actually just trying to take every single dollar from, which I went to a conference that exactly how it was. They gave information, but every single break they were selling you. They had salespeople out there, and it was a very well-known conference that I loved going to it. But honestly, by the end of it, I felt so beat up because they were just trying to take every single dollar
like
from me.
Timeshare.
Yeah, literally, they were like every single break. You know, if you get to the conference 10 minutes early, they had literally 34 salesmen for 34 people trying to sell you every single second. But you know, it's so different to being in a room where there's the one taker and everyone's like, I don't think you belong in this room, man. Like, this is not the right room for you. You need to go soul search and come back.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's so different.
Yeah, man, dude, I love it. That's such a great perspective. You taught me something, so thank you. Yeah, that's good. All right, Shawn, what else you got? Let's give some more value to the people. Let's share what knowledge what was the orangish reddish hair guy has.
Yeah, this guy with the old beard. So one of the things too is that there's so many different ways in this business to get leads, to do things, and everyone's doing it at a high level. Sometimes it's almost information overload where I want to get Zillow leads, I want to do Google pay-per-click, I want to go over here and be listing focused, I want to be buying focused. There's so many different things that sometimes people don't go deep, they go very, very wide, and they're decent in a bunch of different things, but they're spending tons of money buying all these lead sources and they're not actually efficient in any of them.
Dude, there's a saying, maybe you can help finish this for me because I can't remember what it is, but it's something about, it's like a mile wide and an inch deep. And I think that, I don't know what context it is, so I'm paraphrasing here, but it was just like, it was along those lines of like, sometimes we don't go deep enough in our core competencies. What is it that everyone listening to this has a superpower? What are your superpowers? What are you great at? What are you phenomenal at? What are you close to the best in the world at? And what do you enjoy? What lights your ass on fire when you wake up in the morning? Go do more of that. Instead of trying to be the jack of all trades, what is it that you were great at? What is it that has helped get you to where you are? I'll tell you one of the biggest lies in these gurus and online days of like, hey, buy my course and all these Instagram entrepreneurs that never built shit is what got you here won't get you there. Bullshit. That is exactly what will get you there. What got you here will get you wherever you want to go. You just have to realize that you have to stop and there's levels to this. Let me stop and reflect and see, all right, what did I do that got me here? All right, I need to keep doing it, but I need to do it with this nuance. I need to do it with this subtlety, and I need to do more of what worked. And I think that we try to out-leverage ourselves out of the business, and we try to go down these, I'm going to buy this magic lead source, and it's going to change everything. Or like, to your point, I get these questions all the time. What's the best lead source? I don't fucking know your market. That's the worst question you can ask me on the planet. And I love you and I want to help you. So let me actually help you. Ask a better question, right? Like, yeah. Me giving you my best performing lead source is not going to change your business, right? Like, does that make sense?
Because, yeah, in this room, some people had zero. They did not pay for one lead source that was Zillow, Realtor.com. And then other people, they're like, no, that's all we do. We crush those lead sources.
Dude, so good.
So if you went to the stage and raised your hand, you'd be like, what do I do? Everyone's doing completely different things. Yes. And they're all crushing it at very high levels.
Dude, it's so good. Like, I actually said this. I was on a coaching discovery call this morning. Got a new coaching client this morning from this event. They're going to lock arms with us and going to explode. But one of the things I said is that quit trying to fall in love with perfect. It doesn't exist. And you also, to Shawn's point, you can't be perfect or be the best at everything. Quit trying to do it all. Find the things that work well, that light your ass on fire, that when you get out of bed, it like lights you up. You're like, fuck yes, let's have a great day today. What are those things that get you excited? Go do more of that, because I promise you there's someone doing those things at a high level that is winning better, like at a higher level than you are.
They
right?
are. And stop comparing yourself to these team leaders like this. The number one Remax team, if you look at them, you're like, wow, they're crushing 34 lead sources. They've got ISAs. Yes, she's also been doing this for like 30 years, and they've got a team of 40 like just operations, not even including all of their agents.
Yep.
Yes, of course they're crushing all those lead sources. They've also been doing this, and I guarantee you they spend a ton of time on each of these things. Look at where you're at and do that thing. The same thing with the myth about having 7 streams of income. Yes, they do. I know Ed Milet talks about that all the time, but they also didn't start their career going, oh, I'm going to have all 7 of these. I've done that, and I'm telling you right now, it does not work, and I've lost a lot of money doing that too soon.
Do you remember somebody telling you to stop doing that?
Yes, it was you.
I'm glad you learned that lesson.
Because I did lose a ton of money in a bunch of different things because I'm a very shiny objects guy. I want to keep growing and I love that stuff, but you can also hurt yourself and stunt your growth in a lot of ways doing it too fast.
And and I think one of the things too is like, let's just role play this conversation. Is Shawn wanted to do investing, want to do this, want to do that, and I think our conversation was, dude, I want to help you grow. Like I'm not here to limit you in any way, but also you need to focus on this thing first and become great at it, and then once you're great at it, now it will lead to other paths. I think you're experiencing that now, but back then you're like, sure, Matt. And you went and did your own thing anyway.
Yeah, and it was coming off of those things, and it was I did actually try to change a lot of things after that conversation. A lot of it was from sometimes wisdom is learning from other people's mistakes, and then being smart is learning from yours. And I did a mix of both. I tried to pull back.
Dude, sometimes say that again. The difference in wisdom and being smart.
Wisdom is learning from other people's mistakes. Being smart is learning from your own. And that's what the cool thing about these rooms and partnering with people. Yes, you can make this change, and like we build everything from the ground up. Like you were able to build this team from nothing. But what if you could do this instead of waiting 5-6 years to do it? What if you could lock arms with someone and join and jump with them and build what they did in 6 years, you could do in a year, 2 years.
100%. And that's again being in the right rooms, the right partnerships, the right business. Like literally what this number one agent that just joined us, number one solo agent in Virginia, like the language that we use is she's our business partner, right? Like I don't make a dime off, like I have nothing to do with her business, but she's a business partner of mine. She locked arms and I'm going to help her grow, and she's going to grow something big and phenomenal. And it's because of the mindset that we have of, guess what? You can learn from my mistakes, like Shawn said, because I made a lot of them, and I'll make a lot of them today, right? But I'm willing to make those mistakes so that I can help others and I can learn from those mistakes to become better.
And then be humble enough to tell them and be open about it, and so that you don't have to make the same mistakes. Now, are you still going to? More than likely. But if I can help someone, or if you can help someone stop making 1 or 2 of those mistakes, it's a complete game changer for them. It's going to help their business, their families, and everyone around them as well.
Dude, I love it. I want to just highlight something you said. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. That's the biggest bullshit out there on the internet. It is not real. It may be even if it's a fact, it's still not reality. And let me tell you what I mean. The average millionaire becomes a millionaire by being great at one thing and one thing only. Once they get great at one thing, and once they become a millionaire and become this elite thing at whatever their one thing is, then they will vertically integrate another thing, and then they'll vertically integrate another thing. And I'd be willing to bet that most of them are, when I say vertically integrated, it was like, say you're real estate, well, the next thing would be mortgage or title or home warranty or insurance that is in property management, that is in alignment with your one thing you're doing great at. That doesn't mean that I'm great at real estate, so now I'm going to buy a car lot, and then I'm going to be a home builder, and then I'm going to try this online tech guru thing. Like, your focus is so important. You cannot spread your focus among all those businesses and run them how they need to be ran.
And I guarantee you also all those businesses, if you look into them, they all have a partner. They're all partnering with people to be able to go farther because again,
100%.
It goes back to the same thing. Like they're also not expertises in all those things. So they partner with people who have that expertise, or that's their one thing. And they're able to go together because they go, hey, I'm really good at this real estate thing. Property management. Let's partner together, and we're able to go faster. Mortgage. I know real estate. These are very similar things. We can make ancillary businesses together. Let's partner and let's go farther together.
100%. Because you can build something way, way bigger, way faster, way better if you have like-minded people working together.
Yeah, and if you look online, a lot of these gurus, they do have these other things. I look deeper into them. There's actually a guy that I follow he was doing real estate, tons of real estate. All of a sudden, they're in e-com. I bought one of the stores. Guess what? The partnership didn't go well, and it turned and lost a lot of money because that was not his main space. So now he's actually completely shut that business down. A couple other ancillary things that were completely different because they had a partner that said they could take them there. If you're the owner or you're the visionary and you don't know that business, it doesn't matter what partner you have that says they can take you there. If you don't understand it, you don't have oversight. I'm kind of going down a tangent here, but you can lose those things very quickly. So
100%.
stay in your core competencies and grow that way.
100%. And it goes back to where this whole rant started, is that the whole what got you here won't get you there bullshit.
Yep.
What got you here will get you anywhere you want to fucking go. You just got to keep doing it over and over and over again. Yes, you stop along the way. Once you hit the ceiling, you stop along the way. You partner with like-minded people. You coach with people that have been there and done that. And you say, all right, what of these things do I need to keep doing? What do I need to add? And here's a big one. What do I need to subtract? Because most of the time when you become an elite performer, you hit your first or second or third ceiling along your journey of success. It's not about addition, it's about subtraction. What I need to remove from my life so I can do more of the things that work. And I think once you really understand that, you can partner with people that have been there and done that, that you can grow whatever you want to grow. But you have to make sure you keep the focus on the right things. You have to stay in your core competencies, and you also have to make sure that you're in alignment with the right people, because you cannot grow anything big or great alone. 100%. You have to be with like-minded people.
You do. And that's why you need someone like a Matt, for me, was saying, hey, like, because subtracting things is one of the hardest things to do. Everyone always wants to add more and more and more. And it takes someone who actually cares enough about you to go, no, stop. You need to take away this thing. You need to take away this thing, because that's the hardest thing. Cutting is way harder than adding. All that.
Especially for a grinder, somebody that has that driver personality and wants to grow and wants to do more. You tell them stop doing so much, they're like, it hurts their feelings.
You're like, are you trying to stop my growth? Like, what are you trying? What's in it for you? Do you want to stop me from growing? You're like, no, I want you to grow faster. I'm not in competition with you. I'm in collaboration, which is why partnership, again, comes back to this whole thing about why partnership is so important, because you're like, no, I want us to grow together. I want you to go further. That's why I'm telling you this. I'm not trying to stunt your growth so that I look better. I want us both to go farther together.
Yeah, and I think that that ties all that tied together to, like, are you with people that you trust? Right? And are you with people that are proven? Are you with people that are tested? Like, I think if you trust the people you're working with, they're proven and they're tested, and let's say that they have the visionary or connections to continue to grow and they're out front, like, you're probably with the right people.
You are.
Right? And if you're looking for those people, I know them. So let's connect.
Know a few of them,
yeah. And I hope one day that I become one of them, and I hope I am that to some people currently. That's just what really motivates me and drives me to keep going. To get it off my chest. Like, I was just thinking as I was talking, I was trying to take my own lesson of what is that thing that when you wake up just gets that fire in your belly to keep going. And it's helping other people, right? Like, that's why I keep doing what I'm doing. It's to just, how can I give back to someone today? How can I impact their life? And what I've realized by doing that on such a consistent scale day after day, it doesn't mean days aren't hard and there aren't days that people don't appreciate it, but there are days where I get to see people and I literally get to be front row seat to see their lives change, right? And like, that's what's motivating to me.
Yeah, that's more motivating than anyone else. And that's why go to the board, to be able to see that, to see like the impact of lives that you're changing, which is, again, that's why we also, work together really well, and why we partner together, because we have that same core focus at the center of you. Because you get to know a lot of people and their center core focus. It doesn't mean one's better than the other, one's wrong, but you have to align with people that have the same core focus. So if you're focused on changing lives and someone over here is focused on money or whatever else it is, you'll go only so far together, because at the end of the day, there's going to be a split and you won't be able to go the same direction. So that's why we have that same, we both are very core focused on changing lives at not a small scale, but at a very, very massive scale. And that's why we're able to connect so well and be able to get along so well and partner together on so many things.
Dude, you can't negotiate with your values and principles, right? You just can't. And it doesn't mean everybody has to be perfect, right?
No.
But at the end of the day, like, we got to make value-based decisions. And let me just say this. So Shawn used changing lives versus money. I would be willing to bet the person that is focused on how many lives can I change versus the person that's focused on how much money can I make, this person is going to make 100 times the amount of money this person is. But at the beginning, you're probably not going to make money. At the beginning, we've done this. We're going to lose money. We're going to have to write checks for things. We're going to have to do things for our what is our company, Sean?
We have Changing Lives Investments is our, yep.
So Sean and I partnered in a company called Changing Lives Investments. It does some flips. It's going to do some syndication stuff. It's something that we want to do to give back. Sean has an investing passion, and that's one of his one things that he's focused on. And so we partnered together on that so we can give back to our agents, give back to the community. And I mean, there's been some bumps and bruises along the way, right?
There have.
But it's one of those things that we still know why we're doing it. And we're not, you know what, we lost money on this one. Oh, well. We're still focused on this. How can we change more lives? How can we impact more people? And I'll just tell you, one of the ones that we had some bumps and bruises on, we were able to help a family that needed to sell their house quickly. They had a bunch of kids and some just things going on in their life, and they weren't ready to prepare it for the market. So maybe we had some bumps and bruises, and maybe we lost money, but we helped that family, right? 100%. And we can't do that forever, but if we keep doing that for the right reasons, I'm a believer in the money will come.
100%. And I'd rather, in which we're on the same page, which is why, again, you have to partner with people who have the same thing. Because I'd rather lose money, and I know Matt would too, than hurt someone or screw someone else over. We're going to be ethical no matter what we do. And really, we want it to be a win-win-win. We want to win, of course, and we're going to long term.
Oh, we don't want to win. We're going to fucking win.
We're going to win.
Yeah.
But we also want everyone else that we work with, the other agents, we want the sellers, we want the buyers, everyone to be happy. And so if we're at the end of the day going through and disadvantaging someone else to make us better, it won't work. And so
100%.
you have to have that core value at the center of everything you do. Now, whatever it is, but you have to have that first, and everything else will fall in line later.
Yeah, I want to add to that. So I said I don't lose. That doesn't mean that I don't lose temporarily.
Yeah.
But I'm too damn stubborn. I don't give up. Right? To lose, it means that you put all the, you know what, I'm done. No, I don't give up. Right?
You didn't get off the mat.
Yeah. I learn lessons, and I get beat up, and I stand right back up. And how can I use this to continue to grow? And I think this is going in a weird spot, but I think it's still a great conversation. Is one of my favorite questions that I ask everyone that I interview is, you have to pick one. Do you love to win, or do you hate to lose? Which one describes you more? Sean, which one do you pick?
I hate to lose.
Why?
Because that's just such a driver in everything. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to win, but I hate to lose in the short term. And no matter how many times I get knocked down, I'm not going to give up and say, hey, I'm done. I give up. I'm going to keep going, keep grinding, and find someone to even. Maybe I need a new coach. Maybe that's what it is. I need to coach more, train more, but I'm not going to lose in that situation.
I love it. So I'm a hate to lose. I tell me I'm going to lose, and I will break through walls. Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Part of that's competitive juices, but I think, and also if you're a love to win, there's not a wrong answer. But I think it's important too, and a lot of leaders listen to this call. As a leader, I ask that to everyone, and I think it's really relevant on what motivates and drives them. Right? Do they want to have that and we all, to a certain extent, want that attaboys and have that gratitude and that fulfillment. But there's also people like Sean's that hate to lose. I guarantee you, if I dangle that carrot of, hey, if you don't do this, someone else is going to beat you, that'll motivate Sean. It may piss him off, but it'll still motivate him to actually become the person he wants to become, because he doesn't want to lose and doesn't want to get beat by someone else.
100%.
Versus hey, Sean, if you do this, you hit your goal. Oh, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm a winner. I expect to hit my goals,
yeah,
right?
I'm going to do it anyways, but yeah, exactly. We have an agent in our office, Jeanette, all the time. It's a healthy competition, but I hate to lose to her, because I'm going to win no matter what. But I hate to lose to her, and so for me, that's a huge thing. But also, it's pushed her, and both of us at the same time. You'll see on the pending leaderboards, on pretty much everything. Yep. You'll see when one of us starts jumping, all of a sudden the next one, she'll text me and say, "Hey, I saw you're only at 11 pendings today, or you're only at 9 pendings. What happened?" I'm like, "All right, come on, I got to go get some more contracts." So it's a healthy thing, and that's where that trust comes in the environment. Because I know at the end of the day, I'll do anything for her. I know she would do anything for me in my business. But we're also going to give each other that healthy competition to help each other both grow faster.
I love it. And so, I think it's important to, even on Sean's day-to-day environment, right? Having that person that you can have that healthy competition with, that can be that motivation. And could you imagine someone texting you getting upset when someone says, haha, Sean, you only have 9 pendings, right? Most people are 9 pendings, what the hell? How do I get 9 closings in a year, right? But it's just really cool to have that environment. I think that's just a perfect example of what a highly productive, high expectation environment of like-minded people can create for you. Right, 9 pendings is oh shit, I'm in a slump.
And it's weird because when you hit your 3 or 4 for the first time, we've had agents that I've helped when I was a squad leader, when they help coach people, they're like, man, I don't think I can ever get more than 6. I'm so overwhelmed. But then as you get to like 8, 10, you go, it's really not that much more if you're in the right environments.
Yep.
And then whenever I'm only at 7 or 8, I'm almost like panicking because I'm like, man, I'm only at 7 pending. It's so weird. I haven't been less since I've been an agent, really I haven't been less than 7 in like a year or more. Because it's so weird to me. When I'm ever at 8 or 9, I have some free time on my calendar. I'm like, what do I need to do to like add more stuff? I want to be growing. And it's such a weird feeling, to be there.
Yeah, but it's so great. Like, and we're going all over the place with this, so this is value for everyone. But like, I think the agent that maybe gets to 3 pendings and they hit that I call those glass ceilings, right? They don't see it coming. They don't even see it as a ceiling, but it's keeping them from growing. Mm-hmm. Most of the times, what I realize is like, so I'm going to role play this briefly with you, Shawn. So you're that agent at 3 pendings and you're just like stuck. And I'm like, what is that? You feel like you're overwhelmed. What is it that you're overwhelmed with?
I just don't want to lose these under contract. I needed to talk to these clients all the time. I know if I get 4, one of these is probably going to fall out.
So what is it that you're talking to these clients about?
I mean, I just want to make sure that we don't, make sure the inspections go well. I just don't want to lose.
Oh, when's the inspection scheduled?
In about a week.
Okay. So what are you going to do between now and that week?
I don't know, Matt.
So, and again, and this is a quick role play, but I think a lot of times it's our thoughts that prevent us from action, right? And what another thing that I would role play in our team, in our organization, we have amazing transaction coordinators that we can lean on. And literally, I bet Shawn would be willing to back me up on this. Like what I tell agents to do is like, you need to trust our TCs. I promise you, they're better at their job than you are at their job.
Much better.
And so turn over the file, give it to them, let them babysit the file. That's what they love to do. They love to check the boxes, and they are elite at it. You go out and sell more real estate and go change more lives, go help more people. And I promise you, if you get to a spot where, and this has happened before, you get to a spot you feel you got 20, we've had agents with 30 pendings before, right? You may need some help at that point. Guess what? I got you. Let me know when you get to that point. We will help you. We will give you support. But don't ever let your mindset prevent you from growing. We are a growth-minded environment. If you don't want to go past 3, cool. As long as you're cool with me only allocating the resources to get 3, cool. We're in alignment. Awesome. Mm-hmm. But if you want to get to 6, I'm going to help you break through that glass ceiling of like how you talk to yourself matters. You're afraid. So you're going to let fear keep you from growth. You're afraid they're going to fall apart. And so you don't want to get more. Would it be easier or harder if you had 6 and 3 fall apart? It'd probably be easier, right? Because now your 6 go to 3 versus 3 go to 0. Like, it's getting more contracts, helping more people, especially in a model like our team. Just like, I think that working through those ceilings at whatever level you're at, I think that we all have those glass ceilings, and just having, again, back to your environment, being in an environment for an agent that's at 3 wants to get to 6, being in an environment where they can lean on an informal leader like Shawn, they can have a conversation with me, we can help them break through those ceilings. Like, that doubles their income. Like, it's not, just 3 to 6. No, that's double, right? That's
it's a big difference.
Yeah, that's double. So, and then once you go to 6, what if you can go to 9, right? Like, and all of these are conversations that we have daily. And whatever, say, add 100 to it. Yours at 300, let's go to 600, right? Like, we've walked that path. I can help you do that too, which is the power of these rooms and the power of the partnerships. And I promise you, as the industry constricts and as the skill set of the agent that is needed increases, all of these are good things. The people you are surround yourself with will matter now more than ever. I've said it on almost every social media post I've made for the last week and a half since this news was out. Who you surround yourself matters more now than ever. Who are you surrounded with? Are you surrounded with winners? Are you surrounded with people that have solutions? Are you surrounded with people that are proven and tested? Or are you surrounded with people that are like, we'll kind of see where the cookies fall. Well, we'll see. I guess I'll go get a real job now. I think your mindset matters and who you're working with matters. Like, we are prepared for this, and I know the path to win. And guess what? So much so, let me just share like reality. We had a leadership call on whatever today is, Wednesday. So 2 days ago on Monday. And what we decided, me and the sales managers for our team are getting back in the trenches and we're calling an hour every day. And we are having a contest amongst ourselves because how can we tell people what to do in these challenging times if we don't experience it ourselves? Are you around people that are willing to do that? There's a lot of ivory tower leaders around here, and this environment created a lot of them. And what Jon Cheplak says it best: there's a lot of people that went out into the tide, into the ocean. When you hit low tide, you see who's not wearing any pants. Right? They got exposed. There's a lot of leaders that got exposed, including myself. Let me humble myself, including myself. We did not grow in 2023 as we should have. And a lot of that's on me for being in the ivory tower as a leader. But guess what? I learned from my mistakes. And I'm willing to put my boots back on, get back to work, and get in the trenches with the team to work through it. And that's exactly what we're doing. And I just think, I don't know where to end this other than, who are you surrounded by? Are you surrounded by winners? Are you surrounded by people that are like-minded? Are you surrounded by people that are willing to contribute, give you their playbook, proven and tested leaders that are going to help you and guide you and lead you through this marketplace? Are you with people that are just doing things same old, same old? That's how we've always done it. I just think it's so important now who you surround yourselves with. Shawn, anything to add to that?
100%. And a lot of the times you don't know where to start. You're in the right place, first off. And second, reach out to us. We'll send you the access to that webinar that you're going to be doing later.
Yep.
That'll be after this is, posted. But we do this they do this all the time. If you want access to the rooms, we can send you the link to the actual, maybe we'll see you at the next mastermind, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see you at the next EXP event. There's all kinds of rooms. Just reach out to either of us. We'll send you all the resources so you can get in these rooms with us.
This is an open invite. If you resonate with any of this podcast, you resonate with Shawn, you resonate with me, reach out. We want to help. We are here to help. It is not a sales pitch. We are here to help. We know there are people out there that are struggling. There are people that need that guidance, that leadership, that need that partnership. We're inviting you to lock arms with us in whatever fashion makes sense with you, because winners win, and we want to win together.
100%.
Awesome. Shawn, any final words?
No, that's it. If you need anything, reach out to us. We're always here and love to contribute and love to get back more, and hope to see you at the next event.
Awesome, guys. Well, we appreciate you, as always, for listening. This podcast is growing very quickly and rapidly, and we appreciate your support. We just ask for continued support. Just share this with a friend. Like I said, we are looking for like-minded people on this movement. So if you know someone that is looking for a partnership, looking for people that, even if it's just a podcast where we give one nugget that can change their business, we hope this can be that platform. So share this with a friend. We want to continue to give back and help each other. So guys, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Shawn.
See you next time.